What's up, dudes and dudes to the internet? My name's Scyushi and we back in some more Trove, and today we've got some patch notes. Haha, you didn't expect it to come this soon. I know, I sure as heck didn't. We have the new hub, everybody. First of all, hi. I got completely attacked today and I'm happy about it. I'll try to invite all those people into the club after. So this is probably going to be a longer video because, I mean, obviously we're dealing with the patch notes today, but look at it. It's beautiful. So if you didn't end up hopping on the PTS, that is the public test server on PC only, now you can actually check this out just on the live server. Unfortunately, not out on console yet. It is coming, but soon TM. We don't really know. So basically, what this update has done has completely overhauled the beginning of the game. So you'll come out of the tutorial and you'll go into the hub, and right as soon as you get into the hub, there's going to be like a whole bunch of quests and stuff like that. You can actually see Cubesley here is just chilling with some new quests and junk like that. But on top of it all, we've got all these interactive boards that you can mess with that will all end up quite literally opening different menus in the game. So there's already hotkeys for all of these menus, but the point is that now it's something that's immediately accessible for new players, so you can access the store without having to realize to press the hotkey for it, and so on and so forth. I'll talk about this Dragon Dressy pack in our video because, yeah, I've heard a lot of complaints about how expensive it is and the fact you gain dick all. So with the hub overhaul in general, I already have a video that kind of highlights it. We could have another video that just highlights the hub. I don't know. But let's just kind of very, very briefly go over it. So over here is going to be to do with... I'm too slow because I'm not using the Knight subclass ability. Over here is going to be related to clubs. It's going to have some Qubit related items and then some club portals, only like a few of them for some weird reason, which I don't get how that promotes other clubs anymore, but whatever. I mean, honestly, it's not like anyone ever went over into that house to look for random clubs anyways. This is going to be the event area. So right now we don't have an event, so we just have this weird bouncy mushrooms. Radiant Dayspring is here because, of course, it's got to do with events. The Dragon's Corner has been overhauled. We've got down in a basement over here, gets you to the Bomber Royale portal, which is pretty hidden, but whatever. Honestly speaking, I don't know why they don't just have the NPC and the portals right here instead of having to go downstairs. That's a bit weird. But the Dragon Crucible's got a fancy new area just for a crafting table, which is hilarious. If you go down here, on the other hand, this is where Luxion will show up. We have not been able to confirm Dark Luxion showing up. He might show up now that this is on the live server, because I did check it out on the test server, and there was no Dark Luxion for either of the weeks that Luxion was supposed to show up. So, yeah, whatever. And then over here, we've got kind of the leaderboard area. So you go up there, you can access the leaderboard. Over here is crafting tables and professions. So gardening, rune crafting, etc., etc. Look, they fixed the rug. So that's nice. And then over here, of course, everything related to the geode and the delves now. So this is really, really handy because we can literally just hop down here. And then here's a bunch of stuff that's related to the geode caves. I don't know why we don't just have portals to the geode caves, but I guess if they did that, then the geode hub would have been useless, which it kind of is, not gonna lie. And then over here, we've got a merchant. So he will teach us about the marketplace with players. We got a character sheet, we got collections. Well, this just literally opens those menus. And then over here we've got, this is going to be on a weekly rotation. I don't know why it's not on a daily rotation. It's kind of dumb. But this is going to end up being a mount that you'll be able to get for qubits at, I guess, a sale. 800 qubits is hella expensive, honestly. And then otherwise it just highlights the mount so that you can see the crafting components as well. But you may or may not have noticed a nice little tool tip where anything that you have collected already is now going to end up showing up with a little check mark beside it. Chaos Crafter lags us out nowadays, but you can see right here, like, look at that. Look at that, everything's all check marked except for the new thing, which I'll try and have a video of that later today. Okay, that pretty much covers the new hub area. I would say obviously here, you know, we got the atlas and blah, blah, blah. So we can focus on the patch notes. But before we end up doing that, I gotta plug it. I gotta let you guys know. If you're new to Trove, use that sign up link that's down in the description. It will help me out exponentially. Basically, what's going to happen is you'll use that sign up link, and then for whatever reason, if you decide to buy anything out of the cash shop, I'll end up making a percentage of it. It's an awesome way you can support me by literally just playing the game. It doesn't change the price of anything or what have you. It just helps me pay the bills, and it sincerely does. I want to say a big thank you not only to GameAgo for the opportunity, but to those of you folks watching at home who have actually gone that extra mile and done that, because it has made a significant impact on my life. Like, I don't have to worry about bills as much, and it's really awesome. Like, wholeheartedly thank you. So anyways, let's get into the hub update itself. So they also have like a guide for the hub and more areas and blah blah. So obviously the new hub has been changed. We can kind of skip through quite a bit of this just because we already tackled all of the different buildings. I guess I should have tackled them a little bit later, but whatever. The other thing too that's really cool is, if you guys haven't checked out my video that shows all the different seasonal hubs, the seasons will end up changing the hubs. So the hubs will end up changing to winter and fall, and what I think it's fall right now based on the trees and the mushrooms and stuff. Actually, it's tough to tell. The ones that always confuse me is spring and summer, because spring looks like summer, but then summer just looks like a beach, and it's very weird. But anyways, we'll skip through all these different buildings. And then, as I mentioned, when an event is going on, these mushrooms or whatever this is, seasonally will end up being replaced with an event portal. So some type of thing that's going to be, I don't know, helping you out. So anyways, there is also the quests. So the expertise section of the adventures is now renamed to quests. Thank goodness, because all this stuff was really confusing and is still a little bit confusing. Quests are now designated as main quests, so Cubes quests, Gems quests, Heroes quests, blah blah blah. We'll probably tackle those on stream, just because, I don't know. I mean, it's cool to think that we get to experience these for the first time. Like, apparently, we couldn't actually mess with these on the test server because it was just glitchy and didn't work, but we do have like a building NPC, someone who introduces us to the geode caves and stuff like that. So really focusing the attention of this update for new players, which is something that I think we can all agree is a really good thing to focus on. So now you're asked to talk to a bunch of people in the hub. Quest givers will end up having main quests that can be completed. Players who have already started some of these quests bypass the new requirements, and then it goes into detail about what the main quests are as well as what the side quests are, but we don't really need to tackle most of that because it's just going to be talking about Trove stuff, which we already know, and that's not what we're here for today. We're talking about new things. So there is new delve bosses. So 2 new delve bosses have been added, the Shadowhide Draken and Flackbeard. I'll try to remember to put footage of them, because I got footage of them on the test server, but it wasn't really enough that it warranted me making a separate video talking about them. But basically, these bosses are more difficult than normal delve bosses, and are only accessible via special delve gateways, which are found in pressure-locked cache, which is kind of dumb. Honestly, if they're gonna go that route, give me a special portal for every Shadow Tower style boss. You wanna know why? Because if you guys didn't already know, the Shadow Tower bosses that got migrated into the delves, they actually have a bunch of unique new mounts that they can drop, and they are a biatch to farm. Like, seriously, I can't even be bothered to farm them, so I've been trying to buy them, but they're super duper expensive because they're that hard to farm. It's ridiculous, because basically you would have to find a floor that has Daughter of the Moon, and then you would have to leave and work your way back to that floor over and over just so that you could end up fighting her again, and it just at the chance of getting the drop. So I would love to see them take this exact same method that they have for Hydra and Flackbeard of all things, and give us portals for the other bosses. Please do it. So anyways, when you open up these gateways, they will always start at depth 128 and have a high chance of the boss appearing, which means that it's not guaranteed. When they have appeared the first time, they will potentially spawn further after, but it's going to be a lot rarer for whatever reason. I don't know why, but like, that kind of seems like a waste. Maybe they're doing this so that they can end up draining a certain resource from the game, because these portals, like that, maybe, you know, the fact that we're gonna have to use them, then leave, and then go back in another one, I don't know. Maybe they're trying to keep people from stocking up on things. So there's 2 new banner styles that have been added to the game, with recipes being dropped rarely from Flackbeard and Shadow Hydraken. Once learned, these styles can be crafted at the Delves workbench, so they are quite literally going to be the heads of the bosses. Here's what the Flackbeard one looks like, because I was able to get that on the test server. I did not get the Hydraken one, though. I think it does give you a little bit of mastery, so it is definitely worth going for. The other thing too, what was I going to mention about? I guess we'll talk about that later. So pressure lock caches can now also drop 2 new framework recipes. So for Flackbeard's head and one for Shadow Hydraken's head, like we just said, the non-tradable version of Ferdinand and Old Wobbles can no longer be obtained from the locked boxes. So you would open the pressure boxes. Where are my pressure boxes? Oh, I have them in my personal chest, my bad. Basically, there was allies that you could get a tradable version and a non-tradable version. They have simply removed the untradable version, so now we all will end up getting the tradable one, which is good because it means it's going to go down in price more than it already has. The Delve Workbench has been adjusted to have all allies under a single category and a new banner category, which this is actually really interesting. I like this a lot. So at the Delve Workbench, you can see the Delve allies are all just in their own thing. Thank God they didn't need 50 categories for them. Banner styles, however, you can see there's Hydraken and Flackbeard. So you can get these rarely from the bosses themselves. Basically, what's going to happen now, and the reason why I've been holding on to so many different banners this entire time, is because the light banners now actually will loot collect into a style. Or, come to think of it, it looks like it won't loot collect into a style. It seems like it just gives us the style. Is this true? No, it doesn't. Okay, so I do still have to loot collect it. Is there a loot collector right here? Let's take a peek. Yeah, new banner style. Okay, cool. Cool. Because, yes, in fact, we actually now have in the style section right down here, there is banner styles, ladies and gentlemen. So if you like banners, there you go. I don't. So what I'm going to be using is the hidden banner style. We can finally hide these disgusting banners on our characters. Now, that said, some of these banners do look pretty good. I'll admit, there's like one that looks like a phoenix or something. The Hydra one might be okay. I don't know. I mean, the point is that now we can just change our banner to whatever the heck we want, and we can end up hiding them so we don't have to use mods or anything like that. So once this goes to consoles, you guys will be able to enjoy the banner styles as well. So that's why I was saving all of these, so that I can get, like, what, 5 mastery out of it all or something stupid. Trove apparently has a Spanish translation now. There's also new dungeons. I don't know why. So they say new Neon City dungeon. There is literally new 5-star dungeons, new 3-star dungeons and stuff in the geode surface, but for some reason it's not labeled in the patch notes. I don't know why. You'll have to excuse my power rank. I'm just on the Shadow Hunter because I like him, not because I have him being very powerful. Okay? I don't have my gems on him or anything like that. So then there's a couple new styles as well. So is the personal chest still over here? Yes, it is. Goody gumdrops. Let me actually grab some of these for you guys right here. Let's see what these are. Let's actually, there's literally only 2, really? Unless there's shadow styles as well. I'm just queuing them up, okay? We'll be able to actually see what they look like in a second. Okay, so there's an astronaut helmet. And then there's a mimicry chest staff, whatever. I guess that's the only 2 styles. Huh. And then we're on to additional changes. Now, this is where things get a little bit more interesting because there is quite a few things to mention here. And as we all know over the years, the additional changes are always the meat of the update. Now, last time on the test server, it didn't actually mention the little checkboxes that we get on items that we've already obtained, so that's why I mentioned it so earlier in the video. I'm not sure if they've added it to the patch notes, but let's get started. So Titan and Lunar Souls are now granted from each Shadow Vault, and Despoiled Divinity is granted each after the first. The maximum amount of obtained souls and whatever per week has not changed. However, the order of them is a lot better. So that means basically you can start getting your Lunar Souls right away instead of only once you've completed your 6 shadow chests. Like it's nice. It's nice that they've changed that. New delta liths have been discovered in delves. I don't know what that is. I guess they're just talking about the monoliths, but maybe they've just added some more ones. Public delve matchmaker will now start a delve after 5 minutes rather than waiting 10 minutes. Good. I can finally get my public badge out of the way. The fiery Bale Phantom boss in delves can now drop a gateway, which grants access to a new delve boss. I don't even know what the Bale Phantom boss is, but that sounds pretty cool. I didn't even know about that one. So yeah, I guess that's gonna be a new boss. Hopefully it doesn't have even more momentums. Or mementos, whatever. The split personality modifier can no longer be applied to delve bosses. I don't even know what that means. They should actually clarify that. Added cooldowns for repeatedly inviting people to a club/DND and ignoring the user will also stop invites from said user. Well, I'll be the judge of that. I get spam invites all the time. Using, okay, here's a new text command. Try and remember this because the game sure as heck isn't going to remind you of it. So you can use /getGemBoxInfo, one word, or get GBI. And this text command only works on Wednesdays and will display how many gem boxes you are allowed / currently have awarded for easier tracking. So basically on where's my welcome screen? On Gem Day, you can end up getting the Illustrious Gem Boxes, and if you have Patron, you can get 6 of them. So basically, this command is literally going to show you how many you've gotten versus how many you can still obtain for that day, because otherwise it was pretty difficult to end up keeping track of it. So it's a nice gesture. Like, I like that there is a command for that. It's just kind of weird that you gotta use a text command for it. Reduce the number of adventures needed to earn rewards for the adventures completed weekly leaderboard. The top 5,000, 2,500, 250 now are eligible to get rewards as they are past the 45 adventure mark. Okay, so I don't know what they mean, but I guess they just ended up lowering. Oh, I see. So they basically the number of adventures needed to earn rewards on the adventures weekly leaderboard has changed. I misunderstood and thought they were talking about one of the achievements or what have you. So basically they made that a little bit easier to obtain. Adjusted the rewards for leaderboards to consistently display top down when there is less than 5 rewards. Good. Added GM Master Quest to the default inventory in the Metaforge. This is a quest object used for 5-star dungeons. Nobody uses the Metaforge, so this doesn't concern any of us, except for maybe like 5 people that actually know what the Metaforge even does. I don't have a tutorial on it because I don't know how to use it. You can type /mf or /meta or /metaforge, I think. Basically, it's an area you can go and mod stuff in the game. It's really, really weird and confusing, and I never learned it. It's just so strange. Club rent due should now consistently show the correct information. Lucky clovers and experience coins /class boosts can now be used when in private and challenge delves, because I guess they couldn't before. Pressurized and heavy pressurized chests in delves now have a minimum PR to open, which is based on their depth. So you basically need to have a certain amount of PR now that you can end up going into deeper delves, which kind of sucks because honestly speaking, you didn't really need, like, power rank I feel is way too important a stat in this game, considering that it's not a very good graph for power, you know? Now, that said, obviously, if you're a Neon Ninja, you don't need to be strong. You don't need to have high damage because your goal in the delves is just to rush to the end. But for other aspects of the game, or if you are, in fact, trying to have a super strong group for the deeper delves, having a high power rank isn't really going to end up affecting that. You could have a high power rank and have nothing but max health, you know? Like, it's just, I don't know. I just think that there's a better solution to everything that has to do with power rank requirements. But I mean, it is still better than nothing, so what am I complaining about? In Delves, the Vengeful Pinata God now has a limit on the maximum frequency at which it can spawn its little babies. Newly purchased floor catalog recipes can no longer be traded. Did you guys know there was a floor catalog? Basically, it's like this tome that you can very rarely find in the Delves that will literally sell you carpets. He's a waste of time. Don't even bother. Players can no longer use /join to join into another player's tutorial world. I don't know why anyone would do that in the first place, but whatever. I guess it's bug fixing. A new how to play interactive objects have been placed in the starting locations of adventure worlds. Really? All right, let's take a quick peek at that. I wonder what that means. I mean, I think if you already got to the point of being able to get to an adventure world, why would you end up needing a how to play? Oh, learn how to explore. Oh, okay. That's cool. That's really good. Drag items. Oh my god. Okay, there's a little too much, but that's still really dope. That's actually great that they have that there. Oh my god, that makes it so much more accessible for new players. Like Jesus. Certain Trove agency adventures no longer leave an exclamation mark above the head of the offering NPC once completed. Okay, I guess that's a bug fix. I don't know. Added a helpful icon to gather glacial shards quest. Glacial shards have an icon on top of them, or or does it just show what a glacial shard is so that you know what it is? I don't know. They should be a little bit more clear. Amberine no longer audibly tells the player she wishes to visit Trove since she's already made her way there. I don't know what the hell that means. Corrected mastery values on various event collectibles. Increased mastery for some mounts and allies from Chaos Chest to more accurately reflect their abilities or rarity. Good. I'm guessing that means some of the other allies that cost the same as anything else and would give you like 10 mastery now give 50 or something, so we should have had a mastery increase. All the recipes on the mount taming bench can now unlock the relative mount rather than giving an item version first. Existing item versions of these mounts are unaffected, and talismans continue to remain tradable. So basically, on the mount taming bench, you could craft these mounts and they would throw the mount into your inventory. I guess now it just throws it into your collections, so you just automatically have it unlocked. I wonder if that's going to affect some older mounts and stuff like that. Like, does that mean that we can't craft these mounts and trade them anymore? I'd like them to go into a bit more detail about this, because if we can't craft ponies and trade them anymore, oh my god, I'm gonna be so out of flux. No, I'm kidding. It doesn't really affect us that much, but it is still secretly, I think that's a pretty big change, actually. I just don't like the fact that this is an online game and you have to do 90% of the content yourself. Updated the introductory movie to reference Game Ago instead of Trine Worlds. Good. It's about time. Fixed the tail for Lanterel, the Lasting Light, amount, whatever. Added missing parts to the Parrot Riser's Grave Goliath, so the pirate costume for the Tomb Raiser, so cool on that one. Added a tail to the Fantatar. Okay, I didn't know it didn't have a tail. The description on the Ice Sage's class gem has been clarified. Corrected Ice Sage Empowered Gem tooltip. Isn't that literally the same thing? Corrected typo in the Moonblessed Mage Lance description. Slight cosmetic update to the Proto Lancer costume for the Lunar Lancer. 3 unobtainable mementos have been removed from collections. They were unobtainable anyway, so they just got it out of our menu. I guess basically we could have seen them but not touch, right? Changed the description of mementos for consistency, clarified description on music blocks and the blocks used to craft them, and corrected the text used for the /stuck command. I didn't even know there was a /stuck command, so thanks for clarifying the text. Either way, very cool update. We got through those patch notes no problem. I'm honestly surprised. But we got the new hub. That's the most exciting part of it all. I think that's really, really dope, dude, because this hub is very, very awesome. And if there's anything that was missing in Trove, it was the hub. It needed to be a lot more lively, and it's still kind of dead because there's not really like NPCs and stuff. I could understand why they don't want to do that for slowdown or anything like that, but I just personally think there could be a lot more moving parts, you know, make it feel a lot more alive. But I can't complain because this hub is considerably better than what we've had for years and years and years. That old jank hub that just, yeah, it's just been here for the longest time for no reason. I still don't really get the angel statue, but whatever. Anyways, thanks for watching, gamers. Really appreciate it. Smash like, sub for more, buy the merch you want to support the channel, and have yourselves a fantastic day. Sign on and stay epic, gamers.